look at Genesis 38. Turn to Genesis 38. Can I have a volunteer who will start reading Genesis 38? Jackie, please read very loudly.
Actually, last one. Is it still Mark?
Nope, Genesis. This is the first book of the Bible.
38.
Genesis 38. While she's looking, can someone else start? Kristen? Go ahead.
It says, it happened.
Yeah. All right.
It happened at the time that Judah went down from his brothers and settled there a certain
Adullamite.
Dolomite, whose name is Hiram.
That's okay.
There, Judah was the daughter of a certain
Canaanite.
knight, whose name was
Shua.
He married her and went into her. She convinced and bore a son and named him
Okay, let me pause you there. We've got Judah, and who does Judah marry? Shua. And he goes into her. What does that mean?
Do it.
Right, they had sex. She conceived and bore a son, and the first son is named Okay, keep reading, Jackie.
Again, she convinced and bore a son whom she named Onan. Yet again, she bore a son and she named him Shelah. She was in
Shezib or something like that.
When she bore him, Judah took away from his firstborn. Her name was Tamar. But Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord put him to death.
Okay, so marries who? Tamar. So and Tamar get together, and what happens to He dies. It doesn't say why. He did something to anger God, and God kills him. So, according to the ancient Mesopotamian social codes, what happens when your husband dies? What happens to Tamar?
Onan gets her.
Yeah. What's important for Tamar is to have a son. Well, she can't have a son with because he's dead. So what happens is that the woman is passed off to the man's brother. Kristen, could you keep reading from that spot?
Sure. Then Judah said to Onan, "Go into your brother's wife and perform the duty of a brother-in-law to her. Raise up offspring for your brother." But since Onan knew that the offspring would not be his, he spilled his semen on the ground whenever he went into his brother's wife, so that he would not give offspring to his brother. What he did was displeasing in the sight of the Lord, and he put him to death also.
Okay. So is killed. So Tamar gets given to Onan. And what does Onan do? He pulls out, so he doesn't get her pregnant.
I miss the Old Testament.
Now, have any of you ever heard of the sin of onanism? You have, because we talked about this last semester. Masturbating. Yeah, the Catholic Church wanted to say that masturbating was a sin, and they were looking in the Bible for some evidence that said masturbating was a sin, and there's nothing in the Bible about masturbating. And the closest thing they could find was this story about Onan, who, he's not really masturbating, he's pulling out, but his semen is not going into a woman. That's the closest thing they could find to masturbation. So the Catholic Church said the sin of onanism is masturbation. And what happens if you masturbate? Well, what happens to Onan?
God will strike you down.
God will kill you.
Yeah.
So don't masturbate. Anyhow, That's the best the Catholic Church could come up with. And that's what Onan is remembered for. All right. Can you keep reading, Kristen?
Sure. Then Judah said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, "Remain a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah grows up, for he feared that he too would die, like his brothers." So Tamar went to live in her father's house.
All right, so Onan dies, and they should give Tamar to Shelah next. And Judah, the father, says, no, Shelah's still too young. He's not old enough to take a wife, so we're just going to have you wait. And Tamar goes back to her father's house. All right. So can I have another volunteer to start reading in verse 12 and continue? Someone who hasn't read. Okay, Selena.
Years passed, and Judah's wife, the daughter of Shua, died. After Judah completed the period of mourning, he went up to Timnah for the shearing of his sheep, in company with his friend Harad the Talmite. When Tamar was told that her father-in-law was on his way up to Timnah to shear his sheep, she took off her widow's garb, veiled her face by covering herself with a shawl, and sat down at the entrance to Enaim, which is on the way to Timnah, for she was aware that although Shelah was now grown up, she had not been given to him in marriage.
Okay, so what we have here is that Shua dies. They just throw that in. Shua dies, but Judah is going out on a business trip. They're going to shear some goats and some sheep, etc. And he's got to go to Timnah to go there. Now, what does Tamar do? She dresses up and watches for him. And what does she see when she finds Judah? Yeah, she sees Shelah with Judah and is like, oh my gosh, they told me that he wasn't grown up, but he is grown up. Okay, keep reading.
When Judah saw her, he mistook her for a harlot, since she had covered her face. So he went over to her at the roadside, not realizing that she was his daughter-in-law. He said, "Come, let me have intercourse with you." She replied, "What will you pay me for letting you have intercourse with me?" He answered, "I will send you a kid from the flock." "Very well," she said, "provided you leave the pledge until you send it." Judah asked, "What pledge am I to give to you?" She answered, "Your seal and cord, and the staff you carry." So he gave them to her and had intercourse with her, and she conceived by him. When she went away, she took off her shawl and put on her widow's garb again.
Okay, so he thinks that she's what? Prostitute, because she's got her face covered as a result of her mask or whatever. So he thinks she's a prostitute, and what's he say to her? How much? She's like, sweet, I got him. What do they barter for? What does he offer her? A goat. A kid is a baby goat, right? I'll give you a goat, but does he have a goat with him? He doesn't have a goat with him. She knows that he doesn't have a goat with him, so she asks for collateral in the meantime. Between now and when I get your goat, what will you give me as collateral? What does he give her? But specifically, yeah, he gives her like a seal, a staff, and a cord. I don't know what a cord is, but a seal would be like his personal signature type of stamp.